It is high time to step back from the brink.
US stands firm with Ukraine. China stands firm with Russia. Wonder what year 2 of this war will look like? Well, to understand that, let's ask the question, who all are actually fighting this war now? I'm Shivan Chanana, let's get to the point.
Ответственность за разжигание украинского конфликта, за эскалацию, за рост числа его жертв полностью лежит на западных элитах.
In Putin's view, it's not Ukraine alone that he's up against. It's being referred to as the combined West. Ukraine is merely the face of a body which comprises of the US along with all other NATO allies, which includes most of Europe. Israel is also supporting Ukraine. Add Pakistan to the equation as it is aiding Ukraine with arms and ammunition, while UK has been providing fighter jet training to Ukrainian soldiers, among other things as well.
When it comes to the provision of military assistance to Ukraine, nothing is off the table.
Now to this mix, add Belarus, which is openly aligned to Russia, along with China and North Korea, tacitly backing Moscow. You see that the war is much wider than a regional or territorial conflict. Iran stands firm with Russia, as Russia has been using Iranian drones which have caused immense damage to Ukraine. Notably, both Iran and Russia were the only two nations disinvited from the Munich Security Conference, pushing the two nations closer to each other. China's top diplomat Wang Yi was face-to-face with Putin recently as they discussed methods to bolster Russia-China ties, sending a clear message to the opposition. Now, Chinese President Xi Jinping is also scheduled to visit Russia in the coming months.
Нацелены укреплять взаимодействие между вооруженными силами России и Китая.
And then you have the Wagner group of mercenaries backing Russia, which commands at least 50,000 fighters in Ukraine, which includes Afghan commandos who are actually trained by the US. Other Russian supporters include Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Kyrgyzstan. Throw in another big name in this mix now. Washington recently released imagery capturing Russian rail cars returning from North Korea with shipping containers. Now, all those on Russia's side have common hatred for the US. On the other hand, if you attack one NATO state, you attack them all. So now if you look at the two sides, you really cannot call it the Russia-Ukraine war. It's far bigger.
While diverting attention and resources from other crises and pressing global issues. Meanwhile, we have heard implicit threats to use nuclear weapons.
When the UN chief uses words like unacceptable and brink, you know the war and the world is at a tipping point. With both sides flexing their nuclear muscle, year 2 of this war could very well be a year of nuclear explosions. The spring offensive is already on as per some reports. The eastern city of Bakhmut is on Russian radar. If the city falls, invading forces are expected to push further to capture the entire eastern Donetsk region, one of Russia's official goals. Russian forces are also targeting Vuhledar in the Donetsk region. It's close to the only rail line linking the annexed Crimean Peninsula and Russian-controlled territories in the east. So as of now, peace is nowhere on the radar, and diplomacy is nowhere near success. As we enter year 2 of the war, it has become a question of saving face for Russia and playing super cop for the US. But if you look at past events of both Russia and US, they have both failed terribly at doing any of these. So where do you think the war is headed now? Let me know in the comments.